Yo, what up, my peeps? I know it's been a minute, but as you can see, I've been on some new endeavors. Finally traded in my semi for a box truck. Another story for another time. Right now, let's get to why you're here. These dudes, Lugg. Now, I've applied for every single gig driver app that you could think of. So, with that being said, I finally got in with Lugg. Do I recommend them? What is it like working for them? In short, hell no. Place is an absolute shit show. I do not recommend them. All right, so let's jump right into what it's like working for Lugg. First off, onboarding. I applied for Lugg on August 27th of this year. Throughout the onboarding process, it's like basically like any other one. They have you do this 10-minute video you have to watch on how to use ratchet straps and everything that you're going to need for lugging. They actually have you send them a picture of the equipment that they require you to have, which includes having 4 moving blankets, a dolly, stretch wrap, ratchet straps, tie downs, screwdrivers, and bits. And if you're doing the smaller vehicle, if you have a pickup truck, they recommend you to have a tarp for the pickup truck. After that, it's kind of weird. They want you to record yourself lifting 100 pounds at chest level for 4 seconds. So they say you can pretty much go to any hardware store or like, home improvement store, stuff like that. I went to Home Depot. My wife had to record a video of me picking up 2 cement bags, which equated 100 pounds for 4 seconds at chest level. Do that, then you send it in, then you just play the waiting game like the rest of the apps. So that part of the process is not much different from anything else. However, once you watch all the onboarding videos, they'll eventually set up a orientation video with them. Okay, so you have to do it through Zoom. And with me, I believe it was me and 5 other dudes. They're all different parts of the country. I think there was a dude there from Oakland, another dude from here in the DFW. I forget where else, but so you're on a video call with the Lugg dude and a bunch of other dudes, and they kind of just give you the rundown on starting, get any questions you may need out of the way and stuff like that. So finally did all that. September 19th, I got approved, and congratulations, you are now a lugger. You're ready to start lugging. And my availability, I was open obviously, but their availability, I should say, open slots, look like this for a month. I didn't get doo-doo. I was just sitting there. Good thing I'm not relying on it. That's the thing about gig apps. I'm pretty sure anyone else will tell you have to run multiple apps. There's no way you could live off just one if you're trying to do this full time. So August 21st was my first scheduled lug, and only weekends were the slots that I started seeing open. And they categorize you into priorities. If you're priority 5, that means like you're fired or they don't want you on the platform. You're not allowed to be on it or some shit like that. Priority 4 is you're either just onboarded and you're not ready to start just yet because you still need to finish some of the whatever onboarding that you need, or if they suspend you. And then when you start off fresh, you're priority 3. Everyone's priority 3. And then to get out of priority 3 to get up to priority 2, which just gives you more incentives. Priority 2 will give you 1% extra commission, and then priority 1 gives you 2% extra commission. But to get out of priority 3, you have to do a few things. I think it's work. You have to work 3 weekend slots, which I did, and then you have to have worked 20 slots completely, like just have 20 work days with Lugg, pretty much. And then your Lugg account has to be over 30 days, and you have to maintain a rating, customer review rating of at least 4.8, 4.80. And they work like a 9 to 5. Almost all the scheduled lugs, they were from 11:45 in the morning to 7:30 at night. Not bad, not ridiculous hours. It's not like they're making you work 14 hours, but you're stuck there. Once you start lugging, you have to stay there. Even if you get 0 projects for that day. That's why I like Dolly, GoShare. They're all way better with this. With Lugg, you don't know what the hell you're doing. You won't find out. Your partner sends you the stuff that you're going to be doing, so you have to team up with someone. And they have to ride in the vehicle with you. You have to arrange your whole meetup time with them, and then you have to make sure you guys are both on time. You can't start the Lugg until you guys are both together. And all the partners that I had, they all had 3+ years experience with Lugg. So they had told me stories of Lugg, like, people starting the Lugg before they actually met up with the partner, and then Lugg calling them and saying, let me talk to your partner, to pretty much catch people that are lying and saying that they're together. So yeah, starting on time with them is a big thing, whatever. And usually it says projected earnings for the day. So once you start your Lugg, for me, it always said 147. I was an XL Lugg driver, meaning I have the biggest vehicle. I got a 16-foot box truck. So it would just say projected earnings for the day is 147. So if you get 0 Luggs for that day and you're just sitting in the truck or in a parking lot somewhere with your partner, and you don't get crap that whole day, you will still get paid that 147. But you can't leave, you can't do anything. I mean, you could drive around, but you have to stay in your zone. So that's what me and my partner would do. We would just stay in our zone. We like meeting up at an IKEA because those are close to both of our houses, and you walk in there, you got food around there and stuff like that, but you're stuck. You can't do anything. That crap is annoying. And again, your assistant, they get all of the information from the Lugg. So we get a job, my assistant will get the text message. And I'll get the text message as well, but it just gives me the link to the Google Maps for the address of where we're going. So say we have a pickup in IKEA. So he'll tell me, okay, head to IKEA, we're picking up 5 items. We head over there, we pick it up, and then once we're done picking it up and loading, then they'll give us the address of where we're going. And then we find out if there's like stairs. I mean, it could be, regular store move to a house, regular house, no stairs, nothing like that. Or it could be an apartment, take a couch from the 8th floor down, and then the next drop off is going to be another 8 stories up with no elevator. They don't tell you crap. It's just, you can't reject anything either. It's not like these other apps, like, Dolly, obviously, it gives you all the information right up front. If you want it, you take it. If not, don't request it. You can't do that with Lugg. And if you try rejecting it, they will ding you for it. They put a strike on your account or whatever the hell it's called. And they do not give 2 squirts of duck shit about you or your situation. They say that you could get sent a Lugg 5 minutes before your end time. So again, we worked 11:45 to 7:30 at night. They could send you a new job at 7:25, and you have to take it. If you don't take it, again, they'll suspend you, do whatever the hell they want. Me and one of my partners, we were out. We meet up in Grand Prairie. We were out in McKinney. We finished the Lugg 6:30. We're already heading back, and we make it probably about 30 minutes away. Then bam, get another Lugg like at 6:45, and that was going back to Anna, which is a little bit past McKinney. All in total, it did add 3 extra hours to when we would be back at the IKEA in Grand Prairie to end our shift. Homeboy was freaking out because it was Sunday. He didn't know if they were going to tow his car or not. So he calls Lugg. He's like, hey, we're not going to, this is going to put us 3 hours over our end time. Is there any way you could just give this Lugg to someone else? I'm like, nope, you got to take it. That's your fault. Why'd you park there? We could send you a Lugg up to 5 minutes before your end time. You shouldn't be parking where it's not going to be secure. So if you get towed, that's on you. If you guys don't do this, you and your partner will have your account under review. So even if he took off, like if he said, you know what, screw you, that's my car, I ain't getting towed, I'm going to Uber back over there. I don't have my partner, I can't do the move. So they were essentially blackmailing him, telling him, look, if he doesn't do that, not only is his account going to get, under review, mine will as well. I didn't care. I really didn't like Lug already from all my the little experience that I already had with it. I was like, yeah, this is probably not going to be for me in the long run. So I told him, I was like, hey man, it's up to you. You want to shoot back to, that's your car. Obviously, they're not going to pay that. They're obviously not worried about it. That's your car though. You're gonna have to pay the tow fee, whatever the hell. And he's like, yeah, that's the thing though. Like I'm screwed either way because if I go do this lug, I can possibly come back and not have a car, and that's his whole ass job right there because he does lug full time. And if he doesn't do the lug and just goes picks up the car, he gets striked and he can't work regardless. So either or was going to be a lose for him. So he said, yeah, just screw it, do it. I messaged them as well, and they ignored the shit out of me because he was contacting support and they were taking forever to get back to him. And that's another thing with Lug. They don't want you calling them. There's no number to call them. You have to email their support, and then on the app too, it has like a support link. You click on it, and then you can contact support. You can text them. You cannot call them. The second they need a favor from you though, or they want to know something urgently, they'll call you like that. So we ended up doing the Lug. We got back late as hell. Thankfully, his car was the last one in the parking lot. Thankfully, it didn't get towed. So he got pissed about that. He dropped all his lugs for the following week. And I'm pretty sure he's still lugging. I have no idea. That's another thing. The partners, Dolly again is cool because you work with someone. That guy, I'm not complaining that dude was super nice. But with Dolly, you work with somebody, you don't like them, it gives you that option. Do not pair me with this helper again. Which is cool. Really like that about Dolly. And it's a nice way of doing it too. You don't ever talk to the dude and you suck. I don't want to fucking work with you anymore. You don't have to deal with any of that. So with Lug, it's kind of like you put yourself available for a slot, and then whoever takes up the slot with you. So if I see a helper, he's only available one, he claimed the slot before I did, then I'll be able to see it. But that's pretty much it. Once he takes it, then there's no really swapping or whatever. There was one dude that's again another dude, super nice guy. Only worked with him, I believe, once. Super fucking musty. Like, what the hell is that smell? Like the second he got in my truck, I was like, oh, this is gonna be a rough day. And it was one of those like trying to be nice, crack the windows a little bit. He rolled his fucking window. I don't know. I didn't want to be rude. Like, dude, you fucking stank. Yeah, that was another rough one. And then I've heard stories of other luggers be like, yeah, you could be partnered with someone that doesn't even speak English. So I speak English and Spanish, but so I have a little bit of, could work around that a little bit myself, but they can pair you with legit anybody. So that's another issue with Lug is, the pairing kind of thing. Like, I got lucky. Like I said, I just had that one musty dude that one time. All the other times, everyone else was pretty cool. So let's talk about pay. It's not that great, especially not worth you being stuck there and having to do whatever the hell they have you do, regardless if it's like an apartment move that has like 50 items, heavy as shit, up flights of stairs. I ended up working 8 time slots. So 6 weekend days and then two during the week. And through all that, I made a total, my entire time with Lug, I made a total of $1,317. Divide that by 8, that's roughly $164 a day. That's not a lot. There's some dolly jobs, go share jobs, curry jobs. You make that in one go, and it's just a quick bam, bam. You have the rest of the day. You're free. So that's not worth it. And the same thing, they do compensate the drivers for fuel, but not by a lot. Coming to my last point, why I'm no longer with Lug. They got really busy, I guess. Like I said, I was only getting weekend slots. I was a priority 3, and there was really no availability for weekdays. So they called me like, hey, we're going to be really busy tomorrow. You want to work? I was like, I have a chiropractor appointment tomorrow. I can't make it. I'm not going to be able to make it because they wanted me to go in, I believe, at 9:45. And I was like, yeah, my appointment's at 9:30, and it's way the hell in North Dallas. I'm not going to make it back to meet up with my partner in Grand Prairie by set time. Where, oh, just when can you? And I told them I can make 11:45. I could do that. And they're like, yeah, that's fine. Just do what you need to do and let me know. All right, cool. So I do my thing, go to my appointment, go back, meet up with my partner. It's his first day lugging, and they did the exact same thing to him. They called him in. He just got onboarded the day before. I mean, like, got the email saying, congratulations, you're a lugger the day before. He jumps into the truck with me. He's all asking me questions about this. I'm like, yeah, it's cool. He's like, yeah, I wasn't supposed to work today, but they said that, it would just be up to 4 p.m. Like, which works for me because I have to pick up my son at 4:30. I was all right, cool. I was like, yeah, they wanted me to come in too, but I said I couldn't because of my appointment. They said that's fine. Again, about them not being transparent, they don't tell you shit. We get to the pickup, it's a full apartment move. And the lady ordered two Lugg cargo vans, which doesn't make any sense because she could have just ordered one box truck because everything would have fit. We get there and the other Lugg team is already there because I guess they started on time. They're already packing up. They're about done. They have a regular, smaller cargo van. And then my partner, he looks up at his phone the address because the dudes in the front, when they're finishing up loading up the van, we heard them saying like, "What the hell? Like, really? That's gonna be like 4 hours." We're like, what the hell? So my partner, out of curiosity, he just looks. He finally gets the drop off address, and he sees it's in Sulphur Springs, far as fuck. He's like, "There's no way in hell I'm gonna be back in time to pick up my son." I told him that I had to be done by 4. So he calls support and is going back and forth with them, and they're trying to convince him to stay. He's like, "No, I can't. I told you guys." And then now it's his fault. He should have never taken the slot. It's like, the only reason I took it because you guys said I would be done by 4, not like, I was just gonna get whatever job. And so he's like super pissed. And I guess one of the driver for the other van, he had the exact same issue. He had to go pick up his son, and I believe his was a lot earlier too. He had to pick him up at like 3. So he said that he wasn't gonna do it. And then his helper actually had a similar situation. He was like, "Yeah, I have to go. I can't be out that late. We aren't going to be back till like 5:30." Long story short, my truck was loaded. His van was already loaded, and we were just sitting there because like they were trying to figure out what they were going to do. And Lugg told us to wait. They were trying to talk to my partner, trying to convince him. He said, "Nope, there's no way." The driver for the other team also said the same thing. So they made that team offload their entire van into my truck, and that dude, the other driver's partner, replaced my partner. So my partner got an Uber home. The other driver just took off after unloading everything into my truck, and everything good dandy. Well, as far as good and dandy as it could be. I mean, we wasted a lot of time there, but we were getting paid for all that. And I was like, okay, that's going to be like 300 and some change miles round trip. That's a lot of freaking fuel. So they compensated me $90 for that because they only pay you on the way there. We get there, once we finish offloading, you end the lug, and that's done. You're done lugging. You still have to drive back. You still have to drop off your partner wherever you picked him up. And yeah, we ended up being done back in Fort Worth because I met my partner in Fort Worth. I believe it was 7:30 at night. So drop him off. We think everything's good. The lady that we did the move for, she was nice. She left us. She gave us like tipped us each, I think, like $15, something to that extent. I was scheduled to work that weekend. That was a Thursday. I was scheduled to work Saturday. The next day, I get a text message saying that we have removed all of your upcoming lugs. Your account is under review. I text back. I was like, what is this about? Please, if you have any questions, refer to Lugg support at the fucking stupid email address. Again, they call you directly when it's for something urgent, when it benefits them. But, if you have any questions, you have to email them. They don't even want you to text the Lugg support number. So I was like, what the hell? I didn't do anything wrong as far as I know. My partner's the one that skipped out on me. Okay, whatever. And then like a day or two go by, I still don't hear anything. They say that So I emailed them. They say that, oh, look, you can't email us about the situation for 2 to 3 days. That doesn't even make any. Okay, so am I gonna? I had scheduled Lug, so like upcoming. Do I need to open my schedule back up? Can I set up other, other gig apps, to fill in my free time? So what the hell, I can't be waiting around for them. So that's what I went ahead and did. I was like, okay, whatever. If they bring me back on the platform and they say I'm good to go, I'm sorry. You guys want to give me no info? Didn't get that far anyway. A few days later, I get a text message because I kept refreshing my app, and I guess a review for that final lug that we did, that apartment move. We had all the bullshit happening with other crew not being able to do it, my partner not being able to do it. We get a 1-star review. There's no comment on the review side though. It just says 1 star, red. My rating drops from 4. It was above 4.8, whatever the hell where it needs to be, and it dropped all the way down to like 4.3 or something like that. Then I get a text message from them, and it says something to the extent of like, we have a customer reporting that not all their items were delivered. Do you have anything left in your truck? And I said no. I assumed that they were referring to this previous lug that we did, because that was my last one, and then there was a bad review on there. So I was assuming that they were referring to that. I was like, no. When we got there, the gentleman in the apartment said that we were only taking said items in said room. The room that was next to, he's like, only the items in that room. There's still stuff left in the house, but he said only take that. So that's all me and my partner took, and explained to them through the text about the whole situation with the other team unloading their van into my truck. And I said, as far as I know, they gave me everything that they had. Is this the reason why my account is under review? I got a response. This is not the reason your account is under review. If you have any questions about that, please email the stupid Lug support at the email. I did that and I didn't get a response. I didn't get a response back from the text message after that either. And then a couple days after that, I finally get a reply from the email saying, okay, this is Lug. You are not going to be back on the platform. If you wish to continue lugging with us, feel free to contact us after June of 2024. If I want to lug again, I have to wait. I'm going to get suspended for about 6 to 8 months for why? I don't know. They wouldn't tell me. And I said, can I know why, what the reason for me being dropped priority 4 is? And crickets. Nope. So yeah, being a gig driver, you're a contractor, you're self-employed, you're your own boss. That's why a lot of these other apps, they get that. Lug does not. They treat you like an employee, and not only that, they treat you like dog shit. Like, they don't give you any explanations for anything. They want you to do favors for them. The second you try to ask anything of them, they give you the cold shoulder. It was just horrible. It's not worth it. The pay wasn't worth it for me. I heard horror stories from my helpers on all kinds of crap that they went through. And don't take my word for it. You could look on Indeed and see the driver reviews for working for Lug. There's a lot of them. I guess I read one. Some dude said that he got suspended for texting Lug instead of emailing them. And yeah, so I do not recommend Lug. Again, your experience may differ. If you're desperate into getting more apps to fill your gig app portfolio, I mean, if you want to try it, that's on you. But just telling you what I experienced. I don't recommend them. I wouldn't recommend them to anybody. They are garbage. Plain and simple. Screw Lug.